Hey, how's it going? I'm Josiah, and I'm excited to be going on a service trip to Puerto Rico with some of my Chi Alpha Vermont friends. It's going to be an incredible experience. Let's go! It's currently 5:15 in the morning. I'm here with Tommy, and we're getting ready to head towards Puerto Rico, so see you in a bit.
I was blinded, you gave me eyes to see. I was going under, you reached out to me. No, there's nothing you won't do to pick me up and pull me through. Every hour, 8 days a week, yeah. Your love is like a fountain, it'll never run dry, it'll never run dry. Your love is moving mountains every day of my life, every day of my life. Can I get a witness?
So we arrived in San Juan and grabbed lunch at the mall. Then we went to a church service at Connected Life.
Lord your God.
No tengas miedo porque yo, Jehová, soy tu Dios.
Do not be dismayed,
No te desanimes
for I will be your strength and your
porque
help.
yo voy a ser tu fuerza.
And God has been so good to this church.
Y Dios ha sido tan bueno.
So day one, we're back in San Juan helping restore a couple's house. Here I'm in the backyard. It was really a mess. There were a bunch of trees down. We cleaned up. There's also a team upstairs painting. Yeah, I'll show you some footage.
Glory, we can't measure up. We try money, but don't get enough. We fill our sky with fake delights, trying to guide us through the night. But you're the one thing, and that'll carry us. Because your love is like a fountain, it'll never run dry, it'll never run dry. Your love is moving mountains every day of my life, every day of my life. Can I get a witness?
Yeah, so far it's been a great day. Our team worked really well together. Now we're heading back.
So much love, so much grace. Come on now. Can I get a witness? Somebody in this place. Come on
So
now.
one highlight for me so far, we helped paint and remove debris from a couple's house that had been damaged from the hurricane. So it's Johnny and Annette, and the hurricane had actually ripped off their roof and damaged their entire second floor and the windows, and it was pretty sad because they had just remodeled it and they'd retired, and so they'd poured all this money into remodeling and then it was destroyed. And so we partnered with them and we came over, and it was just such a blessing to be with them, and they were doing the best they could to help us too. But at the end of the day, we're getting ready to leave, and Johnny brought out this like fresh cut pineapple, and it was so delicious. It was juicy and yellow and sweet, and it was just so touching that even though they didn't have power, they couldn't refrigerate things, and I overheard Annette saying she wished she could have cooked for us. Just like the gesture of like bringing out this like fresh pineapple was really touching, that they just wanted to bless us back after we had came, and it was really sweet because they're just an awesome couple.
My favorite part so far has been like working really well together as a team and just having like a lot of fellowship and fun in the midst of the hard work, because it's been a lot of hard work, but it's been so much fun, and it hasn't felt like hard work because we've had so many great people to talk to, and we've been building relationships with the people in Puerto Rico that we're helping, which has been really great. The people we worked with today are actually from the United States, so it was really nice to be able to talk in English and just get to know them a little better. And it's just been like a great time of fellowship and hanging out.
So it's day 2. 5 from our team went back to where we were yesterday, and 7 are here at a church. We repainted this room so it looks nice. When we got here, there were a bunch of cracks and stuff. And we also started going down the halls, but we encountered that some of the paint wasn't sticking just because it's so damp from all the moisture in here because it's been raining recently. So the paint's just peeling off. If we go in here, you probably can't see because it's so dark, but just like this, it's just like peeling off.
Something wasn't working, running out of faith. I was so uncertain, I couldn't find my place. Then I let go, let love surround me, and I found myself right where you found me. That's the life in your life. How could I want anything more? It blows my mind every time I'm reminded that you call me yours. That's the life. Yeah, that's the life.
End of day 2, both teams are back now, ready to eat dinner. We helped the other team, who is from the Dominican Republic, just bring in sand because they got a sand load, and they're rebuilding the stage of the church.
The thing about surrender, that's when the power comes, making you the center, the breath inside my lungs. And why would I run back to where I was? Yeah, 'cause I got everything.
One of my favorite things about today was the people we worked with. One of the guys who took us to our work site, his name was Diedrich, and it was really cool how open he was with us. Like, we got in the car and we started talking, and he was telling us like his whole testimony, and it was just really cool how he was really open to like the problems he had earlier in his life and how humble he was about the whole thing.
My favorite part of today was when we were also working with some people from the Dominican Republic. They were building like the stage at the church that we were working at, and as we were leaving, we asked them to pray with us, and so we prayed with them in a circle, and we all held hands, and then Chrissy prayed in English, and they were just speaking out during the prayer, and then when she was done, one of the workers started praying in Spanish, and Diedrich actually translated for us, and it was just so powerful. We all had goosebumps after, and it was just like you really felt the Holy Spirit like moving in that moment, and that was super special for me. Yeah, it was just like a great day. All the people that we've interacted with here have just been like amazing.
It was just cool how like everybody was able to like bless us so much. The other men who were at the work site with us were Dominican, and they had brought food for themselves, and when they were done they had extras, and so they offered it to us, and we got to eat like an amazing meal of like free food that they just offered to us for the help we had given them, which was really, really cool.
So I've been a part of the evangelism team here in Puerto Rico. Basically, the idea is that we're just going around to different universities and sharing the gospel. I've had the opportunity to pray for some people so far, have some good secular conversations, but also have some really good conversations just talking about Jesus and who he is and what he does, or what he did, and how we see him in our lives. We went to the University of Puerto Rico, and I met this one kid named Ivan. He played guitar for his church, but I think kind of lacked a relationship with God. I was going through a really tough time, and so we just kind of asked him like, hey, are you okay? And he just looked at both of us and was just like, you know, like, I'm not really okay. And I'm just like, wow, okay, like, what's going on? Only after like 20 minutes of talking, he just opened up, shared with us like kind of things he's struggling with. And that was just really great because we were able to pray for him and encourage him. He was late for his economics class. When we said goodbye, finished praying for him, he left to go to economics. And I just like was like praying that during economics that he wasn't even thinking about economics, but he was thinking about the ways that he can improve his life and his relationship with God, and just hoping that like Joyce and me could influence him and encourage him and share God's light. And so that's kind of just like what we've been doing as the evangelism team, is meeting new people and spreading God's light and trying to be a reflection of that. It's been really good so far. I love Puerto Rico.
That's the life in your life. How could I want anything more? It blows my mind.
Day 3. 3 people are going to help lay down a foundation, and the other 9 of us are going to help clean out our church. Here we go.
Every time I'm reminded that you call me yours. That's the life. Yeah, that's the life. Ooh, that's the life. Yeah, that's the life. Ooh, I know my future holds everyday miracles. Father, you promised me all of eternity. I know my future holds everyday miracles, so bring it on. Father, you promised me all of eternity. Oh, I'm coming home. That's the life in your life. How could I want anything more? It blows my mind every time I'm reminded that you call me yours. That's the life. Yeah, that's the life. You paid for mine. That's the life. Woo.
Today was a great day. It actually ended up there were 5 that went to lay a foundation and 7 of us who went to the church. We had a great time where we cleaned up the walls, got them ready to paint, swept, and put everything back in its place. I'll let some other students share some of their favorite parts of the day.
Yeah, so today was a great day. We worked at a church in Bayamon, and it was just really awesome to see the way that people interacted and worked and just kind of fell in love with the church in a day. We just imagined how beautiful it was before the hurricane and just sought to restore it to as close as we could to its original state by scraping and power washing and sweeping. It was really cool come the end of the day just to put all of the articles of the things that we'd taken out of the rooms back into the rooms and setting them up as if they were just there in their original state. And just to see the pastor of that church light up when we were putting everything back as if it was ready. And just one of the things that that Louis said was picture the place as it is and as it's going to be, because when you put something into place, God is going to make it that way. Just visualizing that church as a holistic space in which Pastor Marguerite, she's just ready and ready to see that space in a new way. It was really cool to see that come together and to be able to pray over her and just encourage her that the church is just on its way to becoming fully restored.
So the thing that's standing out the most to me on this trip is just how infectious the joy of these people are. Everyone here is so passionate and on board and energized, and you can't, when you're around them, you just can't help but smile and laugh, and everyone is putting in 1,000%, and it's just amazing to be in a group of people who are this dedicated and who love Christ this much. The atmosphere of our work is just amazing. Everyone's so positive, and we're all just working together as a body, and no matter what we're doing, we're always smiling and laughing and singing, just inspiring and motivating how joyful these people are in the midst of all of this, and how just infectious that is.
Day 4. 2 people are going back to where they were to help lay that foundation. The rest of us, even those on the evangelism team are going to help distribute food, and also because we had a little extra finances, we're able to purchase a generator for a family that will bless who hasn't had power for 6 months. Yeah, so it's going to be a really cool experience. We'll be able to share God with people, to tell them that God sent us to give them food and God loves them. So, here we go. Yesterday was awesome. We split the food distribution teams into 2 groups. One went up into the mountains and the other one went into a town called Mucho, and we just started handing out food, water, driving around the streets, praying with people, and it's such an incredible time. Then we loaded up the van, got more water, and moved on to a school and handed out a pack of water to all the children at the school and to their parents. And then after that we moved on to another town that we just handed out more water. We went around the streets, kept praying for people. It was such an incredible experience. We found an old lady who had a brand new refrigerator but no generator, and we really felt that that was who God was calling us to give the generator to. So we set that up for her, and now she has a running refrigerator so she can bless other people in the community. So there's one lady that we met in Mucho who her complete top part of her house is destroyed. We went up there. There were actually pictures of her grandkids still up there, and like she had tarps downstairs on the ceiling to try to keep water from leaking in on her in the middle of the night. There's a man in that village who gave us ice cold water. He pointed out different homes that he knew needed water, and one of them was that lady who had the tarp above her head on the first floor. Let me go over here. So in the other town there was actually a family there who spoke English quite well, because the husband was a truck driver and he drove quite often in New York, and so yeah, they really shared with us how the hurricane impacted them. It was a really terrible situation. Like they're describing how the water just went through the house. Like he had like 4 foot of seaweed in the back of his yard, and there's a jet ski rental place nearby, so he had like 4 jet skis like all over. Yeah, and it was a really cool experience, because as we turned to leave, he's like, this is your house, you're welcome here anytime. And that's something that I would say sums up the experience we've had in Puerto Rico. I'll tell you more in a second. Just the aspect of how everybody treats each other more like family, and I think we could learn a lot of lessons from the people here in Puerto Rico and what they've gone through and how they've kind of bonded together.
Thursday was one of the coolest days we've had, but one of the most unique. It started off really exciting, and it was like really rewarding to be able to give people food and water, and it made them so happy. But as we kept going throughout the day, we saw more and more destruction and just ruin in people's houses and lives, and just with each house we went to, it got a little bit more heartbreaking. In one of the neighborhoods we were in, we saw in the middle of an intersection someone had spray painted SOS, we need food and water. And that just broke my heart, because like if you're that desperate that you paint it on the street, like it's just complete devastation. And knowing that we could give them something, but it would only last for so long was really sad. One of my favorite parts was that we got the chance to pray for pretty much every single person we gave food and water to, and hopefully we were able to bless their lives a little bit in more ways than just the food that we were able to provide.
I've been leading the evangelism team, and something really cool is that on campus here, all the students are really open and inviting. So we would just go and sit down and have conversations with random people. We tell them that we're new in Puerto Rico and we just wanted to get to know them, get to know about life here in Puerto Rico. And we really found out a lot of cool things about the culture here and just what it's like for them. And we were able to have conversations about faith. It's so fun to be able to connect with people that you don't know and haven't known, but by the time you're done talking to them, they feel like friends. So that's been really cool this week. Yesterday we got to see another side of what's going on this island. We took a break from going to campus and we went with Convoy of Hope to hand out water and food and lamps. Something really meaningful from yesterday was we had missed this disabled woman's house. It was up behind this other house that we had gone to and we just missed it. So we went back and we found her and we gave her food, water, and a light, and then I really felt God calling us to pray for her. So we did, and she was really happy that we prayed for her and really appreciated it. So that's where I saw God yesterday. So the highlight of my day yesterday was just like really stepping out of my comfort zone all day. We went around and distributed water to people and just prayed for everyone, and it was just really great to like encourage everybody and let them know that it was going to be okay and how much God loves them all the time. And it was just so encouraging yet heartbreaking to see the devastation, but encouraging to see that like we could make a difference by distributing water there yesterday.
So I've really loved going out and serving the people of Puerto Rico, but one of my favorite highlights was last night we had a worship service with the different teams that were working with Pastor Bert's ministry, and we all went to this local church nearby, and we had like a spontaneous worship service. So a bunch of us went up there and grabbed some instruments, and the Howard team came up with us, and we just had a blast worshiping together. And it was like really neat because it was like a spur of the moment thing, and we just like did some songs together. And the best part was that we just all felt so united. Like some people from Puerto Rico, the Howard team, the Troy team, the Vermont team, all together worshiping God. We did a song called "You Are Good," and it's just so joyful, and I just loved it. And it was just such an amazing experience to all be together with the body of Christ and just be worshiping and glorifying God for how good He is and just how wonderful this week has been. So that was definitely one of my highlights.
So today is our free day. We're enjoying some of God's creation here in Puerto Rico. Starting here out at the beach, hanging out, having a good time. See you in a bit.
You were there for every mile of every road, every right and wrong. You were there for shattered and for beautiful. Cheer me on.
Right now we're touring Old San Juan, just seeing a bunch of really cool sights, historical stuff. Hey Tommy.
What's up?
So, yeah, we're gonna continue doing this for a little while. Head back to dinner. See ya.
You were there for every mile of every road, every right and wrong. You were there for shattered and for beautiful. Cheer me on.
So day 6, it's our final day here. We're going to help them clean up here a little bit, and then we're going to leave. Our flight's actually in 2 groups. We're both going to meet up in Chicago, and then we have at least 10 hours. One group has 14 hours there, and then we'll finally make a flight from Chicago back to Burlington. We're going to do a quick summary of different things we've learned from this trip right now. So here we go. Yeah, so this trip has been an amazing experience. I would say our whole team would agree that we've learned so much from the people here, especially the people working at this place. There are countless volunteers who have given up work, they've taken vacation time, or they own their own business, say landscaping, and like even though it's been sunny and it was raining right before we got here, they're taking that time instead of working just to be and serve with us, and it's just taught us so much. We have so many stories. We had a great worship service, as Gabby talked about, that it was just so cool to see all of us worshiping together from all the different places. And also Pastor Bert shared a really cool sermon. Let me share a little bit about that, just a second. So Pastor Bert and his team hit the ground here in Puerto Rico just days after Hurricane Maria hit, and early on he started picking up pennies, and he was picturing them as people, and even though pennies seem to have insignificant value and we just like walk over them, we walk by them, he says that really we do that with people all the time. We just brush past them, don't pay any attention, and that's something that we need to start like paying more attention, because they are people that we need to save them. And it goes along with the story he shared in the Bible of the lost coin. That's what God calls us to do. Let me share something else, just a sec. So yeah, I've seen people without basic necessities such as food and water, but I've also seen so many people working together to rebuild Puerto Rico, and such an incredible experience, as we've heard that even before the storm, neighbors wouldn't talk to each other as much, where after the storm, like, people are coming together, they're sharing what little they had to help keep everybody healthy and just save lives. My friends in Puerto Rico here, we can't forget them, and we need to remember them and keep helping them rebuild Puerto Rico. See you in a little bit. So something that Bert said that they need is a cargo van. Currently they've been renting vans for the past 6 months, and it would really help them serve these people if they owned a cargo van. So if you're able, please consider donating to help them buy a cargo van. Thank you.
Let me take the mic, go on and testify how I was dead and then I came to life. No more living in the dark of night. Now everything's alright.
So we ended up handing out water again and praying for people, and just meeting people who were in desperate need of supplies in a forgotten town between 2 larger cities. Now we're heading back to grab dinner and then head to the plane. Got to the airport a little early. We have about 6 to 7 hours to wait until our flight, and because we have to go through USDA, we have to wait until 10:45 p.m. before we can even get through security. So now we're just waiting. We're gonna eat a little bit, and then we'll make it through. So we made it to Chicago. Now we're just waiting a few hours for the rest of the group to meet us here, and then we'll grab some pizza. See ya.
I've been chased. All my heartbreak fades away like a book when you turn the page. Let me take the mic, go on and testify how I was dead and then I came to life. No
group was able to grab pizza in Chicago, walk around downtown and check out the Beam. Shout out to Jordan, Danny, Alyssa, and Christy for holding down the fort and watching our stuff. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching this video. If you feel called to support Connected Life and Beautiful Feet Ministry down in Puerto Rico and help them get a cargo van, the link will be in the description to donate financially. If you found this video inspirational, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's not forget our friends in Puerto Rico. See you in another video. Bye.